Hello, and welcome to BookBridge. Donate your physical books, get the ebook version back. Meet Meredith. Meredith loves books. She really loves books. But she never really has any time to read those books, so they all end up going to waste. What she would really like to do is get herself one of those really shiny e-readers. But she already owns all of the books she would like to read, so it's very awkward for her to get an e-reader. But she would like to. There's a bunch of them on the market, and they're all pretty cool. But she's not really sure which one to get. See, if she gets something like say a Nook, she can trade books with her friends on the iPad, but they can't do the same thing back. The same thing with the Kindle. Same thing with the Android. I guess you can also use it with the Android devices, and now that Nook has Android on it, you can do all that stuff. But who wants to deal with trying to figure out which one's right? You don't have to worry about it with your real books. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we have Tom. Tom also really likes to read books. But Tom can't afford all of the books he would like to read, so he goes to the library, where he has a couple of friends even, and he can find out what books are interesting right now. But he keeps hearing about these budget cuts, and with budget cuts come library cuts. And when you have less resources for libraries, you have less resources for people, and eventually, I don't know what Tom's going to do. He could buy all those books, but that'd be really expensive. He could get an e-reader, but he'd have to wait till 2092 for all those books. He can also pay $35 a year for a library, but that's called taxes. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, we meet Mike. Mike works in the book publishing industry, and Mike is struggling with a big problem. How does he help libraries? It used to be they would sell them a book at a discount, and it could get used one at a time and then exchanged back to the library. And this would go on back and forth for the duration of the book. This is great. It uses up one book, people are getting to read it, and those who don't want to wait can go buy the book. But now with digital books, you can get the book sent concurrently to everyone. And when I say everyone, I do mean almost everyone. And it doesn't have to be in one location either. So that makes everyone even bigger. It's very hard to make money this way. Meanwhile, right next door to Mike is Ms. E. Ms. E is a hardware manufacturer, and she builds ebooks. She's trying to figure out the best place to advertise her ebooks, but it's starting to be a little peculiar. She could advertise on TV, but with 18 to 49-year-olds using DVR, and the rise in Netflix and iTunes, you really have a difficult time hitting your target demographic. She could also try using the web, but with banner blindness, she'd rather not risk it. There's also product placement, which is where a lot of companies go. It's where you have people in a television show talk about your product. The issue is, sometimes, it can look a little awkward. The last thing on our docket here is CSR, which stands for Corporate Social Responsibility. It's a new and interesting way to advertise your material by supporting social causes. Newman's Own, Tom's Shoes, Patagonia, and more also use this brand of marketing. In fact, 3/4 of all Americans are more likely to support a company that is doing good for social causes. More to the point, people expect brands to do something to support a social cause in this day and age. And it's even bigger in emerging markets. But how do you get book lovers to love your e-reader? Let's turn back the clock and try this again. Meredith goes over to her computer and opens up her email. Well, look at that. There's an event happening at the Pleasantville Public Library where she can donate her book and get a digital copy back. Well, she just goes to the website and she wants to find a location of her library right away, so she clicks on Find Locations. Look at that, there's one right next to her. So she heads on over to the library, bringing a copy of Great Expectations, just to give it a shot. Doris, the librarian, logs in and sees to see if it's available. Sure enough, it is. She can have it emailed directly to Meredith today. She puts in Meredith's email address, and through the magic of the internet, this is sent off to the hardware manufacturer and publishing company, in this case, ebook. They send a signal off through their servers, and the book is delivered to her e-reader device. That's fantastic. And now, when Tom goes to the library, he can check out the same book. And everybody can enjoy the exact same material at the exact same time, but no one is at a loss. And what's even better is it's built up something we like to call brand loyalty, and everyone has something to be happy about. It's an opportunity for social good, corporate philanthropy, and a complementary ecosystem. BookBridge. Donate your physical book, get the ebook version back. Thanks for watching.